Sri Shankar Maharaj, Chapter 37, Pilgrimage of Girnar. Once, Sri Shankar Maharaj unexpectedly visited one of his devotees' house in Nagar and ordered all the men from the family to accompany him to Girnar. No one wished to miss this golden chance. So about 4 to 5 men left with Maharaj to Girnar. All the men crossed rivers, mountains, and dense forest with Maharaj to reach Girnar. The next day, in the midst of the night, Maharaj decided to climb the mountain of Girnar to reach Guru Shikhar. But everyone was frightened as they were afraid of the lions and tigers from the Gir jungle, which is on the way to Guru Shikhar. But Sri Shankar Maharaj was very firm on his decision. The faith of the devotees on Maharaj was as strong as mountain. So, all followed him. Everybody started climbing the mountain with Maharaj. But a small child with the devotees was not able to climb 10,000 steps of Girnar mountain. Without wasting time, Maharaj picked up the child on his shoulders and started climbing the mountain. He surprised everyone by climbing the mountain to Guru Shikhar with the child on his shoulder in just half an hour. This act is very surprising because his body was bent from 8 sides, so he was not able to stand or walk properly. But still he could climb 10,000 steps in just half an hour. This spectacular record is beyond the reach of human beings and is not acceptable by our intellect. But such kind of an act is very easy for Maharaj. It was a great example of Sri Sadguru Shankar Maharaj's divine spiritual power. Sri Shankar Maharaj stood in front of the Datta Padukas, that is, wooden slippers of Lord Dattatreya, in Guru Shikhar. He gave a loud call of Arak and ordered all the sages to wake up who were fast asleep on the mountain. On the call, hundreds of sages gathered in front of Sri Shankar Maharaj in the darkness of the night. Maharaj lighted a bonfire and stayed on Guru Shikhar with the sages and his devotees. Maharaj communicated with the sages in Sanskrit language. All the devotees of Maharaj got astonished at the scene. Maharaj prepared food all by himself and offered it first to Lord Dattatreya and then he gave it to his devotees. He gave the small children freshly desiccated coconut and jaggery to eat. The surprising act for the devotees was that Sri Shankar Maharaj prepared the food and fed them at Guru Shikhar where no single human being lived nor there was any shop on the mountain peak. At Guru Shikhar, Sri Shankar Maharaj stayed in the company of lions. He played with them and also slept on them. Everyone was astonished and could not believe their eyes. On the last day of their stay, Maharaj invited all the sages for a meal and cooked balls of wheat flour and vegetable of his choice. Each sage ate around 70 to 75 balls of wheat flour. The meal was being served to the sages till late night. All the sages were satisfied with the meal offered by Sri Shankar Maharaj. Maharaj had restricted his devotees from eating the food cooked for the sages. A devotee went to one of the sages and asked him, "You ate so much of food at one sitting, but we have not noticed you eating food in the last 8 days. So, how can you live?" On this, the sage replied, "When a great ascetic or a great saint like Sri Shankar Maharaj visits Guru Shikhar and invites us for a hearty meal, on his request we wake up from our samadhis and eat the food till we are satisfied. While the rest of the time we are absorbed quietly in our samadhis waiting for thousands of years for some ascetic or saint to visit Guru Shikhar and feed us." This statement thrilled the devotees. After the celebrations and the departure of all the sages, Sri Shankar Maharaj returned to Nagar with his devotees. Jai Shankar Maharaj.